This is the fourth video in a series where I'll be sharing my journey, the story behind GigSta, what I've learned, and how this project came to life. In the previous episodes, I touched on the business model. I touched also on what inspired me to build GigSta. In this fourth video, I'm going to talk about the tools and the tech that I used. I'm going to try to be as straightforward as I can be. So the tech that's powering GigSta is, on the front end, I have Vue.js, and I'm using Daisy UI5 and Tailwind CSS for styling. And at the business layer, I'm using Fast API, and I've got integrations with a number of third-party API providers like the addressable API and Cloudflare for S3 storage. I've got a number of third-party APIs. So, and the way that I've done it is, most of these third-party providers, they offer like an entry package where you don't have to pay a lot of money. So in a way, right now, the only money that I'm paying for hosting GigSta is my business layer, which is the engine. So I'll talk a bit more about that. Let me just share the whole tech stack. Then on the backend, I'm using MongoDB, and Vue.js, I'm hosting it on Vercel. Then my backend, I'm hosting it on Render. Then my MongoDB, I'm hosting it on MongoDB Atlas. So why did I decide to do this? Okay, right now with generative AI having progressed so much that when you are developing an application or when you want to solve a problem, if you have the basic fundamental skills. So for example, I'm a cloud platforms, or some now it has changed, cloud platforms or cloud DevOps engineer, and I've experience in a wide range of technologies. I have a background in Linux, which is where I started, and I understand networking because for the past 7 years I've been working for service providers, network service providers. My exposure, or my forte, my strength is in infrastructure, automating infrastructure, which is why you see how I've actually deployed my applications. I have Vue.js on Vercel there. I have Fast API backend on Render in another region. Then I have the database on MongoDB Atlas. And in order for you to make these choices, I have users. This application is meant for users that are meant to be in New Zealand. It's also meant for users that are meant to be in Australia. Yes, in Australia. So in a way, I couldn't find providers, who can actually help you host SaaS platforms at a reasonable cost, who are hosted in either Australia or New Zealand. So what I then did is Vue.js on Vercel. Vercel is a global CDN, so to speak. So in a way, it doesn't really matter where you are. But the backend Fast API, if I'm not mistaken, it should be in Sydney, Australia, or in Singapore. Sorry, it should be Singapore. Then MongoDB Atlas is in Sydney. Yes, it's in Sydney. And I think I'm definitely going to be moving it to Singapore because the business layer is supposed to be closer to the database. But I'm here to test that anyway. But that's the rationale. So the point is, in order for you to build something like this, you need to be able to understand the basic fundamentals of, I can call it computer science or applications, but I have experience with both infrastructure and applications and then software. So in a way, I understand how to wire all this together. And then because I've been working with, I've also worked as a developer in my early days, but mostly I was in infrastructure automation. So I have a good understanding. If I can pair myself with an AI, for example, it's easier for me to prompt what I want. And this is important because this design is supposed to be customized for the market. You are supposed to make sure that the way you are building this, you have to know how to debug the code. You have to know how the wiring is, the architecture, the system design, the security, everything, the nuts and bolts of the application. I will share with you later the strategies that I used when I was leveraging AI to actually build this. And there's never a better time. This is the time for everyone to just do something, try something. Okay, until next time. Thank you.